As it stands today, as we're having this conversation, authorities in Nigeria cannot tell you exactly how much refined petrol is consumed in Africa's biggest oil producer. See, government agencies over there produce different figures. They'll say it's between 70 to 30 million to 70 million litres a day. But the country's Bureau of Statistics says all of those, at best, are guesstimates. The net effect is that the country is paying subsidies for refined petrol consumption it can't really account for. And now the government is trying to address this long-standing problem. CGTN's Deji Badmus explains how.
On a daily basis, hundreds of refined petrol-laden trucks leave tank farms like this one in Lagos to distribute their products around the country. With Nigeria's network of petrol pipelines grossly sabotaged, the tankers remain the only means of transporting petrol to every nook and cranny of this country. But the problem is that process is fraught with fraud. Quite a significant number of the tankers don't get to their regional destinations. They're diverted and most times moved across the border where the petrol is sold at higher prices, making it difficult for Nigeria to properly account for what it consumes and blows up the country's subsidy spending. It's a problem everyone knows and talks about, including the experts.
Basic challenges has been not knowing the volume of products imported into the country, as well as the ones being refined locally.
There's been so much going on in terms of the movement of consumption numbers. We've gone from 30-something million litres a day to about 70 million litres a day, at some point 80 million litres a day during the difficult time.
Nigeria spends over $5 million every day in petrol subsidy, not knowing if indeed Nigerians consume that much fuel. It's part of why the government now wants to address the problem once and for all and save the country much-needed revenue. It has hired an international private firm to carry out a thorough audit and come out with the country's consumption figure, which would then be authenticated with the use of a monitoring technology.
Will enable us to track refined petroleum product movement from the point of LC opening, so on the vessels that come to Nigeria, up until the point that they're discharged into tanks in Nigeria, and from the tanks into trucks in Nigeria, monitor the trucks until they deliver the product into the storage tanks for the filling stations, and they're discharged and sold.
Energy experts like Diron Fawibe says while the initiative will make a huge difference, it's still not the ultimate solution until the country rids itself of petrol subsidies.
Until we are able to sufficiently refine petroleum products that will meet national consumption, it is only when we are able to do away with importation that the problem of subsidy will disappear.
The government is spending about $47 million on the project over the next 3 years. But it says in about a year, Nigerians will begin to see the impact of the new technology and the savings that would be made in subsidy payments. Deji Badmus, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.